Welcome in, everybody. I'm Noah Castor, and as always, I'm joined by Joe Ramos, Brandon Hudson, and Darren Kinslow, and we are the Benchwarmers. A couple shout-outs today. Shout-out to Katie. Gonna go kayaking in the Mel.
Yeah.
Ready for it? Joe has a shout-out.
Shout-out to my dad, John Anthony, for watching last week's picks. I appreciate it.
There we go. All right, let's hop right into Week 16. Some different scheduling stuff going on because of all the holiday stuff, and so Saturday, we got games going on. Texans and Buccaneers. Obviously, the Buccaneers coming off an impressive win. Jameis Winston, just filling up the stat sheet again. And then the Texans coming off a really important win against the Titans. Darren, what do you think's going on here?
I want to pick the Buccaneers because I do think
Jameis.
I do think he'll have a big day, but I'm going to go with the Texans. The better team, well, I don't know. Their defense is still a little shaky, but I do think they have a better defense than Tampa Bay, so I'm going Texans, but I think it could be a shootout.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texans on this one as well. I'm really hoping I need them to make it to the playoffs. I want to see J.J. Watt come back and have a chance to maybe play in the playoffs, and I think that'd be huge for him. I think definitely right now they are kind of battling for that playoff spot to try and get into it and clinch, and so that they can try and get J.J. Watt back into the playoffs and maybe try and make it deeper this year. So right now, I think the Texans are thinking playoffs right now, and they want to make it, and they're going to step up and do what they got to do to do it. I'm going to go Texans on it.
Definitely.
I think I want to take the Texans, too. Like Darren said, it's going to be a shootout, but my biggest opinion on the Texans is they're probably one of the top 4 teams in the league on paper.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. They got their receivers if everybody's healthy, but I'm just going to take the Texans in the shootout.
That's the problem, though. They got to get Will Fuller healthy and stay healthy because every week it's like he's questionable. It's just a big deal for us.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. The Texans, I really like them. I think they're a week-to-week team. They're really inconsistent, but they have the pieces to go really far in the playoffs. I really do believe that. And the Buccaneers are a little too shaky for me. I'm going to go with probably the more reliable team. I don't know what Jameis Winston's going to do, but I'm going to go with the Texans on this one. I just think I can count on them more than Jameis Winston. He could throw 5 picks. I don't know. Next up, Bills and Patriots. Obviously, 2 teams that are obviously going to be in the playoffs, but big seeding implications in this one. Bills, Patriots. You said the Patriots are up 6.5 on the line. I think that's a little much. If we were betting the line, I'd take Bills, but we're not betting. We're just betting on wins and losses. I'm going to take Patriots on this one.
Yeah, I think this will be another close game. The Patriots did beat them early in the season. So I do think the Patriots will win here, especially since they're at home, but it's going to be really close, and I think the Patriots' defense and special teams comes through and wins them another game.
I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one. I'd like to see maybe the Bills try and do something here to see if they can beat a big name team. But because right now their last game they played last game these 2 teams played, Josh Allen got hurt, I think, around halftime or something like that. I can't exactly remember. But I'd like to see him play the full game and actually see, because they were only down like a touchdown or something like that. Yeah, so I'd like to see how Josh Allen plays actually the full game, if he plays the full game.
Joe, what do you got?
I want to pick the Bills. I feel like if the Bills would have had a home game later in the season, they would have had a better shot than beating the Patriots early in the season. But the Patriots were just pretty hot at the beginning.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady at home, I know they've been struggling with their receivers and things like that, but I just trust Tom Brady more in that situation.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen will probably get rattled, especially having an away game.
Yeah, I think if Josh Allen plays that full game earlier in the season, it might have a different story, but it's going to be tough to beat them in Foxborough, so Patriots definitely. Next up, Rams and 49ers, 2 coaches that come from really the same coaching tree, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. So they both kind of know what each other wants to do. I'm going to go Rams on this one. Not Rams. I'm going to go 49ers.
Wow. Scared us.
Whoa. Easy, no. Easy. I'm going to go 49ers on this one, even though.
Coming off that loss, right?
Yeah, the Falcons, I don't know what happened there. Rams had a tough loss against the Cowboys, but I'm going to go 49ers.
Yeah, both teams coming off tough losses, but I think the 49ers are the team that's going to bounce back at home.
49ers on this one.
Jimmy G, baby.
Jimmy GQ. Next up, Steelers and Jets. I'm going to go Steelers on this one. They keep finding ways to win. I've been really impressed, even though they had a tough loss against the Bills. I think they hung in there really well. If they just had...
If you don't throw, 4 picks?
Yeah, if they just had a competent QB, if Ben Roethlisberger was back in there, I think they might be able to do something. But with the amount of talent that they've lost and they've still continued to win games, I'm going to go Steelers on this one.
Yeah, pretty easy pick. I'm going Steelers as well.
I'm going Steelers as well, but to be honest,
like
the Jets have pulled some games out that have been crazy, but I wouldn't put it past it if the Jets won this one, but I'm going to go Steelers.
I got the Steelers, not much to say.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think the Jets are the more talented team, but I think the Steelers are more disciplined and well-coached team. Next up, Saints and Titans. Big game for the Texans to be watching this one. If the Titans lose this, it's basically over at that point. I think they will lose this one. The Saints have been on fire. I'm going to go Saints.
Yeah, I think the Saints win too, but I think the Titans will be playing with a lot of fire underneath them, especially since they're at home. So it may be interesting, but I still can't bet against the Saints.
I'm going to go Saints on this one only because I really need them to win this one because I need because the Titans and Texans play again next week, and it's going to be a big game for that. So this is going to help us out if we do end up winning this one. So I'm going to go Saints on this one.
Yeah, I got the Saints as well. Drew Brees coming off breaking that record, so he's still going to continue just to drive through everybody and make people look stupid with even him not being able to scramble as well as he used to. So I'm going to take the Saints.
Yeah, big shout out to Drew Brees. I think this is kind of like a touchy subject, but I think the injury earlier in the season kind of helped him a little bit, kind of rest his arm, because you saw last year, towards the end of last season, his arm was starting to get a little bit noodly on him. So I think the rest really helped him, and he's going to be able to go into the playoffs really strong. So next up, Panthers and Colts. First time we get to see Will Grier. I loved Will Grier coming out of, I think it was Virginia or West Virginia. I can't remember, but I loved him coming out. It was Virginia. I loved him coming out of college, so I'm a big Will Grier fan, but this is tough. I don't know. I'm going to go Panthers on this one. I think Will Grier gets his first win as an NFL starter.
I just have a tough time picking Will Grier going against the Colts defense because they are pretty good, so I'm going Colts.
I'm going Colts on this one as well. I mean, even with them still losing, they're still a good team. Like they've battled through this even with losing Andrew Luck and Brissett coming in and playing. It's been a rough start for him, but I mean, he's still doing what he's got to do, even though they're losing games so far. But I'm gonna go Colts on this one.
Question of the day: where do you think they would be with Andrew Luck?
Oh, I think they'd be a playoff team.
Oh yeah,
I think they would be.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm taking Colts. I think T.Y. Hilton is back. He was back last week, but you couldn't really do much against the Saints defense, and I think Jacoby and T.Y. have a few hookups that are pretty big in this game.
Yeah, they got smacked last week.
Yeah. Bengals and Dolphins, the battle for the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Who gets Joe Burrow?
The Bengals will.
The Bengals will get Joe Burrow, which is depressing because I love Joe Burrow. So, but I don't know. Dolphins. Who cares?
I'm gonna just go with the Bengals here.
Just throw it out there.
I'm
Who
going
cares?
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals on this one as well.
It'd be smart for them to win because maybe he keeps his job. I don't know.
It's going to be hard to keep that job, though, with Joe Burrow coming in. I mean, you look at Joe Burrow's career in college, he didn't play much freshman, sophomore,
His story is awesome.
Yeah.
He's got a crazy story, and I feel like he could actually, if you put Joe Burrow on this team right now, I think they could maybe even blow out the Dolphins just because that kid's a playmaker and he's crazy, but I may just have to pick the Dolphins, go 50-50 with it. I mean, you never know. Fin up, yeah.
Dude.
You never know with those kind of teams.
Ravens, Browns.
I want to see the Browns win, but because I want to see them in the playoffs.
Ravens.
But yeah, it's the Ravens.
I'm going Ravens. The Browns did beat them early in the season.
Browns suck.
There's no way.
Ravens.
Odell, can't wait to see you in the green and gold next year.
I don't know. Maybe going to Foxborough.
Red, white, and blue, but not that one. This one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that was
Shut up, no, I can dream.
Next up, Jaguars and Falcons.
Who
cares? Falcons. I don't care.
I think I'm going with Matty Ice.
Going Matty Ice.
Falcons.
Falcons,
Coming
I mean,
off a
off of
big win
that
against the
impressive win
49ers,
against the
yeah.
49ers. Even though Julio got rocked, how he got back up after that, I have no idea, but I think he has a big game this week, too. So.
Yeah, that was an awesome game to watch.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Next up, Giants and Redskins.
Yes.
What are these games?
Divisional games that they have to
Draft
finish.
pick spots.
Redskins. I'm going to go Redskins.
I'm going Redskins.
Their defense is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to go Giants on this one.
Same. I want Peyton not Peyton. Eli, sorry, my bad.
Is Eli starting?
Yeah.
I mean, he's won. Obviously, he lost that game against the Eagles, and he still had a pretty good game. But the game after that, he bounced back and had a pretty good game. So I'm going to take Eli in the Giants in this one.
If he wins this one, his career win percentage is above 500. So,
You know, I'm going to change my pick. I think that's going to motivate him.
That's going to be
so
it?
I'm going Giants.
Damn,
I'm going
alright.
Giants.
all right.
Noah, join the dark side.
I don't know, dude. Eli, I don't know. I'm going
Noah's trying to play catch up right now.
I'm going Redskins. Lions and Broncos. Matthew Stafford obviously put on injured reserve along with half their team. So, dude, the Lions lead the league, and how are they not better?
Yeah.
There's been games that I don't know.
It's just all the talent on their team.
And at the beginning of the season, I was like, this
We
team's
said
really
it,
good.
yeah. Broncos, I like Drew Lock.
I'm going Drew Lock. Bounce back from the loss against the
That was
Chiefs.
tough.
Drew.
Drew Lock. It was nice to see him in Kansas City being able to perform in front of his literally. I think he had 80 people there
He
watching
had a
him
lot of his
because,
family and friends there, yeah.
and I think that got to him because, especially playing in obviously high school, it's not the same pressure, and with 75,000 roaring fans around you, especially in the. I don't even think he's even played in that weather up in Denver either. So
No, he's not a snow quarterback.
I think it got to him a little bit. The sound got to him. He threw 2 picks in a row because the first one didn't count to the same spot of the field. So I really think it did get to him. But I'm happy to see what he's doing in the NFL. He's going to progress. It's going to be a good battle to see the Broncos and the Chiefs in that
that's
division.
awesome.
Just
Yeah,
with Drew Lock
so.
growing, I believe he will reach that elite status. Just not right now, obviously, because he's in his first season and only had 3 starts under his belt. But I'm going to take the Broncos.
Next up, Raiders and Chargers. Raiders couldn't get it done their last game in the black hole, which, I mean, as a kind of Chiefs fan, it's kind of funny to see. So I'm kind of happy. But Chargers, I thought they had a chance against the Vikings, and they just get absolutely obliterated in the second half. But I don't know. I'm going to go Chargers.
I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers
These
and the
games
talent.
suck.
I don't trust Phillip Rivers, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers on this one.
I'll trust him against Oakland. That's about it.
What do you got, Joe?
I don't know. I don't trust either team. They're both. I thought they were actually supposed to be a competition this year in the AFC West, and the only team that I thought was going to be a contender was the Broncos. Like later in the season, and they're crapping a sideways brick. So it's like I don't know who to trust, but I'm just going to pick the Raiders. Why not?
The Raiders do it.
See what Josh Jacobs can do.
This is the bad part of the year where a lot of these games don't really matter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cardinals and Seahawks. Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Hawks.
Should I say C? And then,
Hawks.
there you go.
Why did I do that?
Seahawks, no doubt.
Yeah. Next up, Cowboys and Eagles. This is for the division.
I know. I kept looking at this. I was like, oh god.
This team suck, dude. The Cowboys did have an impressive win against the Rams, and then
Obliterated
the Eagles.
them.
The Eagles had not really that impressive of a win against the Redskins. That throw by Carson Wentz, on the
dude.
saw that in the back. And
Yeah.
dude,
As a Dottie.
whew, that was a hot one. That was a laser.
Shout out TD Barrett on the hot dot.
Hot dots, dude. And then the score looks a little bit crazy because then the last play of the game they got a defensive touchdown, which didn't really matter. But I'm gonna go Cowboys on this one. I just think they're the more talented team. The
I wish
Eagles
that
are
was
so
worked for us the rest of the year for
Yeah.
them being the talented team.
The Eagles are just so banged up. It's tough. So I'm gonna go Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys, too. I think they get Zeke going like they did last week. Feed him.
Shout out to Zeke.
Going with the boys. I'm going Cowboys.
The boys. I mean, the Eagles.
We them
I
boys.
don't know what happened to them,
It's tough.
but the Cowboys on that one.
We them boys. Next up, Chiefs and Bears. This is going to be a good game. I'm really excited. If Mitchell Trubisky, he's on a hot streak. He's playing well, but the Chiefs are just a better team. I'm going to go Chiefs, but the Bears' pass rush and defense could give the Chiefs some fits. So I'm going to go Chiefs, but you never know.
Yeah, I want to pick the Bears, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Their defense is starting to get hot at the perfect time, too, so I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs. This could be mostly a passing game, though, which is going to be interesting with the pass rush and the pass defense that they've got. I mean, all-around defense, I should say, but I don't think they'll run the ball very much with that defensive line.
I was going to say the pass defense of the Chiefs has been really good this last month. I mean, the Chiefs' defense has only allowed 11.3 points in the last month. Like you said, they're getting really hot. people getting snuffed from the Pro Bowl that shouldn't be, just based on, I mean, just looking at it, it makes me mad. I mean, he's having a career year.
Pro Bowl, dude.
I mean, obviously you said it's a joke now because it's all popularity, but, I mean, our defensive backs have really started to get out of their head and just get in the game. Starting to pick people off more often, at least once a week. Getting a few sacks with the defensive line. Chris Jones getting in there, tearing up the middle. And I just think the offense is too hard to stop. I don't care what defense you put on them, but I just love the power they've been bringing this whole year. So
You're going Chiefs.
yeah, I'm not.
No, is Juan Thornhill okay?
Yeah, he came back. He came back into the game.
Yeah, just making sure I like that kid. So next up, Packers Vikings. I'll let Darren start this one.
This will be a close game, but I'm going to trust A-Rod. I'm going Packers.
Wow. You know they haven't beat the Vikings in the new stadium yet.
What?
That's exactly why I'm going Pack.
Yep.
To be fair, Aaron Rodgers has been hurt for the past 2 years, but you're going Packers?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it'll be close, though.
It'll be close.
Maybe OT.
Maybe tie?
You got Joe?
Maybe tie.
Maybe tie?
Maybe tie?
Scoot over a little bit. I'm about to get smacked. I think I'm going to trust Kirk Cousins in this situation with that stat.
Was it 0-8 in Monday nights? Tough.
1 for 7. He's 1 for 7.
Is he 1 for 7?
1 and 7
That
prime
changes
time.
my mind.
Prime time.
Wow. I mean, I might as well. No.
I think the Packers will win, but I just want to take the Vikings to mix it up and maybe just see what they can do at home, especially if, like you said, if the Packers haven't won in US Bank Stadium yet, Skull may get them.
I think.
I really believe the Packers have like a 95% chance of winning this game, but
95.
I'm gonna
Adam
give it to
Thielen's
him.
coming back pretty much. I don't know if I want to say
he's not gonna be.
100%, but
I'm
he'll
gonna
be a
call
lot
him.
better than he was last week.
He gets
Yeah.
Jari.
Who's good
If
Diggs.
Adam
That's
Thielen
true,
gets
Kevin
rocked
King.
again, he's gonna go.
Fudge
He hasn't
me.
really been healthy
No,
this
it's like fudge
season.
me.
But yeah, I mean, I think the Packers will win. I just want to take the Vikings just to mix it up, man.
I'm taking Packers because
Yeah.
of Dalvin. I mean,
losing Dalvin.
but the other kid runs exactly like him.
exactly, but it's just not the same without
It's
Dal.
different, yeah.
The mindset.
Dalvin being out is a big blow, even though Alexander Madison, he might be out as well, but even their third string running back was David Boone or whatever. Mike Boone, yeah. He's had basically the same efficiency as the other two guys. Not saying he's more talented than Dalvin Cook, because that's ridiculous. Dalvin Cook's one of the most talented running backs in the NFL, but the running efficiency has been just fine. It really all depends on what Kirk Cousins is going to do, so I'm going to go Vikings on this one. I think the Vikings are going to win this one. I think
Now
it's
that
tough.
surprised me.
It's tough, yeah. It's
It don't
tough.
surprise me. You
Second
know why?
week in a row.
You know
Second
why
week
it
in a
doesn't
row.
surprise me? He's just jinxing it. It's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
Just say it how it is.
Are you saying I'm picking the Vikings because secretly I want the Packers to win?
No.
I think the Vikings are going to win this one. I think they're at home. They're tough. Eric Hendricks has had a really good year. Their pass rush is ridiculous.
What's that kid's name in the back? No, defensive backfield.
Xavier Rhodes?
No, the kid that just rocks.
Savage.
Is it Smith?
Oh, Harrison Smith, the
Yeah,
best
that kid
player
just
in Madden.
rocks people.
But no, the Packers pass rush is really good too. I just need to see this Packers offense play all 4 quarters because Darren and I were talking about this. They're really good scripted in the first quarter, even coming out in the third quarter after the half with the scripted plays, they're really good. But the second, fourth quarter, when they're at their meat and potatoes going through their offense, they're just not as good. So it'll be tough. I think it's going to be a close game, somewhere around 24-21, something like that. But it's going to be a good game. It doesn't really matter because we'll beat the Vikings next week and still win the division. But
Vikings.
You mean the Lions?
the Lions. The Lions next
2
week
weeks
and
in a
still
row,
win the
that'd be
division.
weird.
But if we win this, we're still in line for the 2 seed, which would be absolutely insane. So that's huge. That's week 16. A lot of crappy games, but some really good games. So
Important games.
some very important games, yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then week 17, we'll see what teams start benching players. So it's going to be a good week. I'm excited. If you haven't subscribed already, I think we're up to 206.
Nope.
Getting closer to 300 little by little every week. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It's been the Bench Wars, guys.
Deuces.